All right. Well, we're here. We're live. We're taking your questions. It's just the two of us this week. No Bernie. No Bernie. No incredible darkening man.
Yeah.
Man was just disappearing into the shadows all last week. So, anyways, but I do have a 203 quiver cannon behind me for TC to ride. Biggest board you'll ever ride, right?
Probably. I'm excited for it though.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear. Excited, not scared. I tried to talk some girl that was probably 5'3" and 120 pounds into riding it yesterday. I almost had her. And she's like, I don't know. And then Andy was like, just take the 173. And I was like, no, Andy, I almost had her on the 203. This would have been fucking hilarious. Thing was like
just twice the size
taller than her. So yeah. Yeah. So anyways, that's so anyways, and I broke 2 bindings this week.
Mm-hmm.
I snapped 2 left heel cups on my black labels. One on Monday and one today, so yeah. So have you broken anything this year, TC?
Just a toe strap connector.
Oh.
And that didn't even fully snap on me. That one, I could have probably gotten away with it for like a week or two more, but I just replaced it. Otherwise, everything else has been in pretty good shape recently, I'd say. Surprisingly. For how much we've been riding, I'm like, wow, it's actually holding together very nicely for me this year.
Yeah, I'm like, gee, 500 plus days on these bindings, and now they just decide to shit the bed.
I mean, it's like $1 a day at that point, so that's a pretty good deal.
I paid 150 for them.
All right, well, retail $1 a day, but for it's like 25, like a 25 cents a day, 20 cents a day, something like that.
Oh yeah, no, it was. Well, I was really thinking about it because I hit up the Rome rep Brad, and I was like, you're not gonna believe this. I broke another pair, and he's like, are you shitting me? And I was like, same ones, left, back. And he goes, how many days are on those ones? And I started thinking about it, and I was like, Rome gave me those ones 5 years ago. I was like, that's probably 450 days. And then I started really thinking about the ones with the 500 days, and I was like, that might be closer to like 600 to 700 because they were my main ones that I used because I would like set up 3 boards, and then when I was going to test, and then those were the ones that got ridden the most. So, so yeah, that was kind of interesting. I was just like, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I completely snapped there's a little piece, like this whole thing just completely. I was doing a hard heel side carve on the Battalion CLEWzer to give it redemption for TC, which it was redeemed. It was a way better one than the one we had last year. Way better review coming out this year or next year, or this fall for it. So also got the Battalion Chameleon, a new board back there. It's kind of like their surf carver. So it's got
it looks rad.
Dude, it's got kind of like what Ride's got with their slim wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got that in there
that
too.
Like cap construction action, but not.
Yeah, it's very Peace Seeker-esque.
Okay.
Which makes sense because Chilton.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
He's finally getting his fingers into stuff now. That's going to be pretty exciting to see.
So, yeah. All right. Well, let's take a few questions and maybe some super chats and see where we're at. I want to start off with this one from our boy Wesley Merkel. A friend just found out she has Raynaud's, and that's why her toes get cold so fast. Any boot, binding, sock, whatever tips to help her stay on the slopes longer? Electric socks, battery-powered socks.
Yeah.
And you pay out the butt for the good ones, but the battery lasts like 8 to 10 hours, and that is like key.
Yeah.
But
because those are better than. I was gonna say those are better than the like insoles that you can put in, like the footbeds that are heated, because those ones they're not. It's not a good footbed, so you're gonna probably be uncomfortable with it.
Well,
so probably just.
I'm actually probably gonna buy a set of those foot warmers and show people how to put them in a snowboard boot, because you can put them on any footbed. So you don't have to put them on the shitty one. So you can actually put them on a good one, but you have to but with a snowboard boot, because there's not such there's like not like a ski boot with a hard clip, you know. You have to get the cable extension. And so what you want to do is run them. The cable extension comes down out of the pant leg. So what you want to do really is get the cable extension. You cut behind the top of your gaiter so you can feed it in. So, because you know, you put your gaiter over the boot and you run it up to to your pocket, and you cut a little hole in your pocket, and you put the battery packs in your front pocket. And that way you've got them in there. And then at the end of the day, you just unconnect them when you're taking your boot off, and you leave them in running through your pants like that. I've installed a few pairs for people over the years that wanted like the cable extensions and stuff. So I'm thinking we'll probably buy some Hottronics, and I'll do a video on how to do that, because I know that would probably help people. So I think that was solid. So, but yeah, heated socks. That is clutch in there. And then like really, you know, like good arch support in there and all that, and make sure the boots are dry. Yeah. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, Brendan, the disgruntled historian. Binding recommendations for Rad Air Tanker Stealth Team Edition 201. 201, it's not 203. Pathetic. How would you feel about riding a 201?
I mean, I don't really know what the Rad Air Tanker is.
So Rad Air is just this European company that makes like really long, like free ride boards, but they're not crazy stiff. They're designed to like flex when you get into like really choppy shit, like world free ride stuff. Been around forever, but the ongoing joke for the last 20 years of me doing this has been like when someone asks me a really annoying question that's super vague and they piss me off because I've helped them out like with 20 other questions. What board do I need to get? Rad Air Tanker. And then they look it up and they're like, "You're sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." And no one has ever bought one on my recommendation. Ever. And then Brendan bought one today, and that ended my streak. We had a good run. But I mean, it's not like a crazy stiff board. I mean, maybe some Italian Astros full wrap or ASIM, your call on that, or some like Union Forces. I don't know. TC is going to tell you to get the Jones Mercury.
Yep.
He's biased.
Oh yeah.
He's very,
I love that binding. That binding's my favorite binding.
I know it is.
So,
and that's the binding you test with, so it should be.
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling I'm coming off black labels after this. I always said when they started to break, I was just going to it was time to replace them. So I've got a set of Battalion Astro ASIMs coming, and I think that's what I'm going to. I'm going to try to cobble these back together. I've got parts, so I think I can cobble out of the two that broke. I can make one more functional pair, which will give me two functional pairs. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where we end up with this. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, I just can't get over the fact I snapped 2 bindings in under a week.
I can't get over that either.
Well, like when I texted you today, I was like, "You're not gonna believe this. I broke another pair." And you're like, "What? How?" And I was like,
I was like, "What do you mean you broke another pair?" Like, I didn't like when you like, "Yep, these ones are broke." Last week or earlier this week when we were riding, it was like, I was like, maybe that screw's just loose. I don't know, but I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I trust you that it's broken. And then today, like, yep, the other one's broke now. I'm like, well, maybe he's got enough for one full set of bindings. Nope, they're both the same foot. So the fact that you broke that like aerospace aluminum that they have on there is pretty impressive, actually. Like,
I haven't broken a binding like that in fucking probably like 20 years. I was like, and the best part was I was doing a hard heel side carve. That's what made me laugh. I was doing a hard heel side carve and it just went pop. And I was like, what the hell was that? And why is my back foot feel loose? Like the one on Monday, fair enough. Like I overshot a roller and took it to flat and put the tail down on the nerd superposition. And that's, or the nerd cryptid. And that's what I felt like snap. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I know what this is. I was like, yep, that was it. So that was kind of funny to break that. But so I see we got like 171, 70 something people in here. We got a poll in the chat box wherever it appears. So this week's poll topic is, are you a remedial snowboarder? Yes, no, I'd never use Clews, and I know how to read. Because remember, people that use Clews are remedial snowboarders. So hopefully everyone caught the Clew review this week. That has that pissed off people that snowboard and are on Reddit. The cultural mystery link of the week is great. It's really good. It all stems from a guy that called me an asshole because I talked negatively about the Clew bindings, and he's like, you don't understand, and you're an asshole, and you're being negative for the sake of being negative. And I was like, I'm being negative for the sake of fixing a product that's probably going to hurt people. And so, anyways, he starts getting in a pissing match with me, and I realized he's got riding footage. And I was like, oh God, you're bad. You're like a professional skidder, dude. Like, you sit down to strap in. And he comes back with, I'm going to wear my Clew bindings and ride off into the sunset, flipping you the bird. And I was like, I'm pretty sure the sun will set before you make it to the bottom, bud. Maybe you should buy a $500 binding and get some lessons. So he gets all pissed off and he goes on Reddit and he posts a video of his riding and he's like, he's wrong, blah, blah, blah. And like, dude, everyone is just raking him over the coals with how bad he is. And they're like, yeah, dude, you're like a low-level intermediate. And I was like, he's like an advanced low-level beginner to me. But the best part is he's wrong about everything. And then in the end, he's like, I am going to change out the screws on mine now. And I'm like, hey, why are you doing that? You didn't think about that until I pointed out that they're faulty. No one has pointed that out but me. No one. In a review. Like, shout out to the homies at Darkside for warning me about that, because I would have bypassed that. But yeah, so the Clew review thing has been funny. But I've got some choice comments that I wanted to read. I've been saving these because they're just that funny. Like, where are they? Let's see. So one of you guys actually messaged Clew on Insta or Facebook, and they were like, you guys see Angry Snowboarder's review yet? Just wondering if it's legit or not. Hi. Angry Snowboarder, they spell snowboarder wrong, has hated us from the beginning for umpteen years. Umpteen years, you've been a company 2 years, 3 years now. Like, you did your design in 2019. We have a massive community of over 250,000 people in 37 countries around the world. I don't think I can or want to say anything more than that. Are you counting people that come to your targeted ads as your community? I mean, you only have 86K followers on Instagram, and if you go to their account, like when they post something, they barely crack 100 likes, which tells me it's bought. And then I was like, so the guy continues on with this, and he's like, what do you mean 250,000 people in the community? You have 87K followers. Have you sold 250K pairs of bindings? I'm honestly curious about the issues he pointed out in the review. I've been looking at Supermatics and Clews, was hoping you would help clear up the issues he pointed out. A lot of the issues of materials and quality are concerning to me, and I actively research products I bought. Seems like everything about Clews I get to watch is heavily sponsored and biased. This is the first non-sponsored video and has opened my eyes a bit. Was hoping for a constructive response. We produce each binding by hand in Germany and use high-performance plastic TPU EVA PA6-I plus glass fiber, which means fiberglass. Of course, it's really commendable that you're doing your research before making a decision. We completely understand how important it is to get unbiased and honest feedback. Same company that won't send a product to anyone that'll say anything negative, just so everyone knows. Please check more perspective and videos. There are a lot of unbiased videos and feedbacks out there. I haven't found any reviews that seem to be non-sponsored other than his. Do you know of any? So there's that one. Then there's this one from this dude, Jamie Williams. Please only comment if you've genuinely ridden them and are being fair. I just watched Angry Snowboarder's detailed review of details, not detailed. And wow, it's funny how much hate he's got for them. The dude needs to add old and lighten the hell up. He's clearly pissed at the Instagram bloggers, etc., all pushing them and getting paid for it, and it's corrupted his opinion. No, I'm pissed that they're pushing them to beginners that don't know any better. Bottom line, buddy, these do work for a big portion of the market, and in time, all these little, if they make it that far. I've already seen several improvements since the very first pair landed, and true, there is a lot more that can be done to improve them further. Clew even recognized this, calling them Freedom 1.0. Let's hear comments from those of you who have used them, not just want to hate for some reason. I'm interested to hear real, genuine feedback. So I didn't give real, genuine feedback. I'm trying to save people from blown out knees. Like, you know, and then this one was really funny to me too, because like in Reddit exploded with this. And so the first guy's like, I trust reviewers based on the experience and accuracy of things they say. You just said yourself that you gave up watching this review halfway through and are not familiar with his other videos. It's nothing about being forced to be comfortable. It's about wanting accurate information with no ifs, ands, or buts. If you want some guy to review for you products based on them getting paid to shill them or based on speculation and little experience, then by all means, be my guest. The response: I've watched probably 100 of his reviews, live streams, and other content. I simultaneously feel he is a fantastic resource for the snowboard community, but also a complete tool. Then don't watch me. Just don't. Like, if you think you're getting benefits, but I'm a tool, then I'm not giving you what you want. Go fucking watch Buckhouse or Snowboard Pro Camp or fucking Beastie over at Good Ride. He provides really great objective evaluations of specs like stiffness, pop, chatter, etc. that I trust more than the specs listed by manufacturers because he does ride so many boards gear from many brands. But when he tries to synthesize that objective information into opinions and recommendations, he is so biased, internally inconsistent, and focused on protecting snowboarding culture, e.g. promoting his friends and ripping brands that won't lend him gear to review. He just loses tons of credibility in my opinion. Yes, because spending 7 hours going back and forth with Burton on getting product to line it up and then being told that I can't say anything negative, then not even getting the right product, and then finally just telling him, fuck off, I'm done with you, is so bad. I'm sorry. The good thing about my friends are they know that I'll tell them if something's a turd. When my friends make a great product, of course, I'm going to hype up my fucking homies because they're making a good product. What you don't see is my friends that have started companies where I'm like, this is the biggest hunk of shit ever. Go back to work. No one sees that because I didn't do the review, because it wasn't worth it, because it was that bad. And I just think it's funny. If you're going to sit there and praise me and what we do over here and then say that we're inconsistent, you do realize that people's opinions can change with time and products can change. Like 10, 12 years ago, I absolutely hated Mervin, and that was when Quicksilver owned them. They were overproducing so much. Their QC was shit, and they were using a different epoxy. Those boards were blowing apart. When I worked in a shop, we were warrantying so many Mervin boards. Then when they got sold, the company came in, slashed their production, which upped their quality. And if you look at their website now, they sell B grades on their website. We used to sell B grades as A grade boards. Like, we'd have stuff come in and I was like, Jesus, this thing's got 15 dimples on it. And it's like, you can't do that. Like, you're telling me that I'm fair and objective and then losing your shit about because one review is bad. Get used to it, dude. There's plenty of other bad reviews. Go watch the Skate Banana review. Fucking hate that thing. By the way, I'm asking for a Skate Banana for you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Matty O was all about it.
I'm going to press the shit out of everything.
You're just going to press getting on off the lip, just riding on your back foot. Just.
Yeah, I'm just going to pick up my front foot and just one foot down the whole mountain. It's going to be sick.
Yeah. So, you know, I think it's funny, like, how bad people are. Like, my favorite was the guy. So, like, my little title says is sponsored by Big Step On. Someone accused me of being bought off by Big Step On. I was like, who the fuck is Big Step On? But he went into this whole thing and he's like, your opinion is not valid. You don't have the credibility to me. I've got 20 days on these. And so I was like, so he came in with his dick out swinging hard. So I go, okay, let's put this into a logical perspective. I was like 150 days over 26 seasons, right? So every season I get 150 days on average, right? So the 26 seasons, 3,900 days. I was like, do you have 3,900 days on snow? Are we equals? No. I was like, how many days a season do you ride on average? Like, what's your average? What are you doing? How many bindings have you ridden? Is it more than 10? I don't think it is. And just the way he was saying it, I was like, I basically told him, I was like, you're not on the same level as me. That's cool. You're a casual rider, but you're not me. You're not going to stress things. Like, I purposely went out to try to break stuff. Like, clearly I'm just breaking shit for no fucking reason out there. And by the way, $550 binding I broke.
Two of them.
There's over a grand.
Yeah, but it's 5 years old, so.
Yeah.
That's 5 years at that point.
I'm not even salty about it. I'm actually going to make a cool video about that. But, you know, so he's going on, and then he's like, I think that you're bought off by big step on. Other companies are paying for you because Clew is taking market share because they're the next big thing. And I'd responded with all the logical answers. And I said, I'll show you all of our financials for the company. I'll show you all of our contracts with all of our affiliates. I'll send you every email I've ever had. I was like, now go ask all your little influencers that have convinced you to buy shit if they'll do that. They won't, because they're paid and it's a paid review. And he starts becoming like super passive aggressive and going back and forth on it. And I was like, look, man, fucking pick a lane and be in it. I was like, you can't sit at the adult table today. You're a kid. You're remedial. Get back in your fucking booth, dude. Like, you're not on it with the rest of us, right? So it's just this thing where we're like, you know, these guys are just like, collectively, I think most of the people that are trying to protect it because they feel offended because I said that they got suckered. And they did. They got suckered. I figured it out. It's a certain age group. They look to be about like maybe 23, 24 to about 32 are these people. And this is probably a big investment for them in their equipment, $500. It's probably more than they paid on their board and more than they paid on their boots. They probably actually ride like a $180 boot and they need a better boot. But that's another topic. And they also probably listen to Andrew Tate and they're like, you're fucking wrong. I'm right. Because I went and I fucking did this and you're fucking, that's cool, dude. You go snowboard your 20 days a year or whatever the fuck it is, man. You know, the guy's like, I've had them for 2 years and I got 20 days. And I was like, that's 10 days a year. I was like, got 20 days this month, you know? And so, you know, I realized this because it's real funny when you go through the comments. There's a lot of older guys like in that 55, 65, 75 age group. They're like, I bought these. They failed me. I returned them. And they're like, I'm going to Step On. I'm going to Supermatic, or I'm going back to Flow or SP or GNU or whatever. And those older guys are like, they were like, I had Burton's Step-ins back in the 90s and I loved them. And they're like, but I don't like the boots now. I don't like the system. Those guys, that's expendable income. Those guys have lived a life and they're just like, fuck these things. We're done. And I was like, okay, that's real telling. The other thing is there's a lot of people that are like, I ejected, I did this. And if we take things at face value, then yes, there's a lot of people ejecting. If we take 50% of those comments, so we take 50% out of about 700 comments. And I would say that there's probably about 150, 200 that are like, had failures, had this, had to return them, had to do this. No one talks about that. No one talks about their return on that. And I'm like, a lot of people are like, you pointed out everything. Or my favorite are the people that are just apologists. They're like, everything you said is right, but I bought these and they're good to me. Like, they're not. Like, you admit that everything I said is bad. Why are you, like, just admit everybody poops. I take shit. Everybody shits. My dog shits. Everything shits, right? Just admit you bought a fucking turd. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? So you buy this fucking turd of a binding, right? And these people, like, they just don't want to admit it. It's like a personal affront to them. And it's so funny, like, the people coming out of the woodwork, like, there's a lot of just stupid ass hate comments that I'm like, I knew this was going to happen, but it's just smooth brain logic that I'm like, you people, I will never fucking reach with this. That's fine. Our reviews are not for you because you know what? You're the person that's going to go into Sports Authority or, well, it doesn't exist anymore, Dick's or whatever it is, you know, fucking Shields, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy that sells you your ammo and your flip-flops is going to sell you a snowboard. And you're going to think he's the expert because he'll be like, oh, yeah, I go to Breckenridge for 2 weeks a year. We live in Breckenridge. We leave Breckenridge for 2 weeks a year. little different, you know? So I don't know. I mean, you've seen how shitty they are. You know, I won't let you ride them because after I rode them, because originally I was going to have you ride them so we could have, and I said,
a discussion.
And then I was like, I don't feel safe with this. I'm worried they'll injure you. And we
So
always agreed when you came to work for me that if I felt I would never ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do. And I went and did it. And then I was like, we're good. We're good. Like, I mean, they're just bad. And walking around with these at the demo this week, the amount of people that are like, these are worse than we thought. And like got binding designer guys were like, these are awful.
yeah, I mean, the next one you could do is Broco, but for those of you that don't know, it's literally a Lazy Susan that you attach to your snowboard and then you attach your bindings
It's
on.
about this thick.
Yeah, it's like this thick and probably weighs like 5 pounds each, and it just spins your bindings. So when you're riding it, it just tears your ACL pretty much. I don't know what else. Like, I don't know the point of them, but
so what they claim. So first off, you got to understand the kid that runs the company. He looks like he's like 18 years old, and he's got those fake fucking faux wolf head things. He was walking around with a Broco robe on. He cult leader vibes.
Yeah,
Bad cult leader, like Jim Jones drinking the Kool-Aid vibes. But so, and he's from Georgia, so like not really the epicenter of snowboarding, right?
Did you visit the booth?
I got close to it when I was in the Slash booth talking to Brad. So I got close. That was as close. And he talked to me for 2 seconds. He asked me if we were going to Mammoth for the demo. And I just looked down. I was like, fuck no, don't talk to me. And I was like, I'm trying to take these bindings and go home. And so anyway, so like the Broco thing, it's rotational bindings have been around forever. But the conspiracy theory is that Daddy's money is paying for it because Daddy is an orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, I like that.
That's the conspiracy on those. But the way that they claim it is that with the more natural movement of your knees, you're not restricted. So if you fall, you're not popping your knee because it's restricted. It's just going to keep going. And I'm like, or my foot's just going to keep going. I'm going to have no control. And then it's just going to go too far and pop. And they're like, no, you can turn in and out. It's like riding a surfboard or a skateboard. And I was like, when I'm bombing a hill on a skateboard, I ain't moving my feet like this. I'm doing power slides and I'm trying to carve and turn and shit. So, it's yeah. So
I like that conspiracy theory though.
Yeah.
Big Broco.
Yeah, yeah.
Big surgeons.
Orthopedic surgeon in there. So anyways, there's that. But let's get to some questions because we'll do some spins.
We're pretty far behind.
Yeah. When are we not? We'll start with this one from Wesley Merkel. Spin, hashtag banana gambling problem, hashtag CLEWplex, the kooks. So we'll give them a spin, see where we end up. And you mailed out all the past sticker winners, right?
They're right next to me. They're going to go out tomorrow.
I wasn't sure if you dropped those off or not.
I didn't have time yesterday, but I got them all right here.
Okay, well, you rigged this shit. So
I did.
Okay. All right. So our boy Russ Jack with the super chat, looking to add a board to complement my K2 passport. Thinking volume shift that's playful that can still turn when I want to. Dance hall. What else should I look at? Dance hall for sure. What do you have, TC?
I was thinking a party platter or even like a war pig if you want to go playful. Just because that's gonna be softer than those other two.
I'm thinking Rome service dog.
Okay.
That's
you got another one then?
What's up?
You got another one or just a service dog?
Service dog's on there. Like you could kind of go with like a sushi if you wanted to from Rosinal, but you're gonna have like no tail on there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the two to an extent. Oh, the Amplid spray tray too. The Amplid spray tray. Yeah. So let's give this man a spin. Hot soup coming through. All All right, you want to take this super chat from CJ? What's your deep dive take on side cuts, radial, progressive, EQ, rad, etc.? Also, what do you tell someone who thinks their shadow band is too heavy? Hashtag spray them all. So if someone tells me their shadow band's too heavy, I just tell them to fucking suck it up, buttercup. It's not a heavy board. When it comes to side cuts, I'll be honest with you, I don't even look at them. I go out and ride it, and I'm like, it either turns or it doesn't. And I was like, why is it turning this way? And like that's because today I took out the new Arbor Padre, which is like their kind of swoopy carver board, and very like torsionally because of the grip tech, it grips right underfoot, so you can torsionally twist it and just snaky carves and swoop in and swoop out and stuff. And then I also rode the Battalion Cruiser to redeem it for you. and I couldn't even tell you what the side cut radiuses are.
Yeah.
I don't even.
I mean, when it comes to like radial, progressive, quadratic, all of that fancy jazz, like
dual progressive, quad
yeah.
progressive. Like,
I mean,
at the
like,
end of the day, does it fucking turn or not?
well, yeah. The main thing is for me is if it has a radial side cut, it better have taper in it. Otherwise, I know it's just not gonna grip as well. If you have tape, I don't know what the scientific thing, but if you have taper and radial, it's gonna be awesome. And everything else, it's just like, yeah, it's probably gonna turn. Like as long as you have like some sort of new age side cut like that, it'll probably be fine. A lot of companies will have like that progressive or like radio or not radio, but like EQ or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to think of like other fancy names for it, but it's pretty much all the same shit when you get down to it.
A lot of it
And
is marketing too.
Yeah, and it's
go ahead.
No, go on. Sorry.
So the big thing, like a lot of it's marketing, but the big thing is traction bumps, serrated edge, magna traction, underbite, mid bite, overbite, double bite, snake bite. What is it? Where does it sit on the side cut? That's the big thing. Like magna traction with 5 contact points is going to be different than a magna traction with 7 or 9.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. Like grip tech is actually a tri-radial side cut that they just don't blend the radiuses so it bumps back out underfoot. That's all it is. And that's so every one of them is slightly different. Like, damn, okay, I don't think that's good. I was looking, I thought I had an Arbor that might have one sitting here, but I don't feel like digging through a stack of boards.
I got my Stratos with traction tech, so it's got that. Otherwise, the Alchemist is gonna be radial.
Well, you know about K2 side cut, don't you? It's like some of them are like 40 different radiuses blended together. It's insane. Like it's not a continuous radius, it's multiple radii blended. So it's completely different. Like I said, the big thing is, does it fucking turn or doesn't it? I go out, it turns, it turns. It doesn't turn, it doesn't turn. How does it turn?
Does it turn on ice? Yeah, it does. Okay, we're good. Like,
but yeah, it was a little brick this morning in that Padre. I went to do a deep toe side carve and disengage my front foot and just roop it and just like just bodied myself. So yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like that's why when we do the review, it's like, what kind of turns? Short, tight, quick ones, long, hard drawn out ones. Can you Euro carve, nipple dragger, toe side powder boners, stuff like that.
Got some pickle.
Yeah. So spray skiers. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, we got Moist Mustache, progressing beginner, intermediate, wanting to upgrade from my Salmon Craft. What's the logical board to progress to for all mountain freestyle? So if he's stuck with Solomon, I would say Assassin. And that's kind of the logical progression. But other boards, I would think like a Yes Typo, Jones Mountain Twin, Capita, Mercury. What do you have, TC?
I was thinking of the Spring Break Resort Twin. That was like the first thing that popped into my head. Otherwise, that if you want to go a little bigger than that, go like the Mercury by Capita. Otherwise, I mean, you go ride Shadowban even. Yep. Like that would be honestly the next. That'd be a step up from the Craft, pretty much. But yeah, those are the ones I'd go with.
You could even do like a Stale Cruiser from Rome, or an agent too. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you got plenty of options. All right. Okay, we got our boy Anthony Hawking. Did anything change on this year's Passport verse 2023? I need a solid free ride board to pair with my new Clews. I just bought hashtag gunked, hashtag clever and new. Oh man. Unfortunately, K2 came out with anti-Clew technology. The bindings just don't fit. They don't fit, and it's weird. It's weird. I think you have to buy the Clew board that says clever or new on the bottom, or the clever plus new, and then you could have a clever and new snowboard with some clever and new bindings with those fuck me stirrups, and then you can like go to the German sex dungeon and they'll click you in and then peg you all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the Passport hasn't changed.
No. Graphic. Great board. Great board though.
Oh.
Oh, we got a jumbo.
Ooh.
All right. You know how to claim it. Email me, info@angrysnowboarding or info@angrysnowboarder.com. And TC eventually will put those in the mail.
I can do it tomorrow. I should have done it.
It's okay. I finally found printer ink for the printer so I can print out the labels to send the prizes this weekend. Fucking Black Friday was 2 months ago. We are literally the fucking worst. Like, yeah, you got a prize. By the way, it won't be there for 2 months. Sorry. This is the problem. This is why we need to hire an office administrator.
I think we need an intern.
Damn it. I got the email from CU Boulder too. And
cheaper.
And you can abuse them.
Yeah.
All right. We got Divorce Vitak. Hi, Angry Team. YouTube suggested to me a video from Tribute Board Shop, Snowboard Boots 101. It is 40 minutes long. God, those guys love their long videos. They really do. So I haven't watched it yet. Is it useful to watch the video from them or to avoid them at all costs? Don't avoid them. They're a great shop. A lot of history over there. Those guys know what they're talking about. I'd say watch it, see what you can learn from it, and go from there. Just remember, best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your knees. So yeah.
If you can, go into your local shop and have them do their fitting and everything like that. But yeah, watch the video just so you can learn and have an idea of what you're looking for and what you should be expecting, instead of being totally caught off guard when the guy tells you want your toes touching the end. And you're like, whoa, my toes never touch my shoes. And it's like, okay, well, different. But yeah, watch the video.
Yeah, definitely watch it. That stuff's solid. So, all right. We got a super chat from Ryan Waiters. 2 brand new boards that have been sitting for months in my closet. Do I need to wax them? Hashtag pow mama. No, just rip them out of the wrapper and go ride, dude. You're fine. Enjoy the pow mouth because I guess they're getting hammered this weekend. Did you see the jet stream just went from dump snow in Japan right across to hit California, right across Utah, and then right into us. It's like it's not doing this. It's just going. Bah! So
that's good because I've been watching it.
Warm here. If the moisture traps tomorrow, like they're saying, they were calling for 13 inches for us. We might get that last storm where they're like, it's only going to be maybe 12, 15 inches, and they're 50 inches later. We're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I might not be going to Aspen if it's we just get nuked on like that. It's like, well.
Oh, we get nuked on like that. I'm riding here. I'll go up to the base.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I'll drive down to Monarch. I don't give a shit. Oh, Denver, you're coming to Summit County? Peace, bitches. I'm going to Monarch. So.
Well, I don't know. If it's like that, they're not going to be able to get here, which locals.
Factually true.
Yeah.
Factually true. We do have a lot of POW boards to ride because we got the new Battalion Surfer. I would like to try that. If not, I'm going to ride some hot POW with that one. The Chameleon from Battalion. We've got the new Nitro POW from the CLEWzer series. Whole new shape. So we got that. Plus I grabbed the Nitros. I grabbed the Slash for you from them. We've also got a Fin Twin. I grabbed a bunch of POW shapes from them. So some stuff I've got to ride, some stuff. Plus, 203 back there. It's calling your name. It's like,
Oh yeah.
TC, ride me hard and put me away wet.
I'm gonna wipe the edges first, though. If you're watching, Andy.
Shout out to Benny Pellegrino for helping set that up too, between Andy, Trevor, Ethan, and him. Like 4 people communicating because shit's going all over the country, and they're like, just let Avery take what he wants. And like, so I'm sitting there with Andy, and I was like, can I take one of these? He's like, I got 3. Okay, one of these. You have this size one, and I'm like, it's for TC, so I don't care. Just like whatever. I was like, can I get that 59 banker? He's like, no, I need that. I was like, okay. 55 beast. And they're like, that board rips. You're going to love it. And I was like, that's a TC board. I've ridden that.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm stoked on that. I've been wanting to ride that board for a while now.
Yeah. I grabbed a 60 alternator too, because they didn't have a 57 for me to grab for you.
That's all right.
So got that. Cool. Yeah. So, or I'm sorry, it's the Volcumnator, because it's the Volcum alternator.
Oh, sick.
Alternator. So yeah, so we got a bunch of POW shit we got to ride too. So. Toe side, never. All right. Let's see. We got this question from Mason. Looking for a replacement for my ride algorithm. Absolutely love the board, but want something a bit stiffer for my daily driver. Thinking deep fake, K2 Passport, or lib rig. Thoughts? Passport's softer. Lib rig is very similar to it, just more directional. Probably out of those 3, your best bet is the deep fake, or go to a Berserker instead. If you were going to do K2, go to an Alchemist over the Passport.
Yeah. 100% on that.
Yeah, that's, you just make that next jump up.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Okay, this question from Tom Foolery. Have you reviewed any bent metal bindings? In the Snowboard review playlist, there should be reviews for the Solution, the Core Pro, the Action, the Logic. No, the Logic will be done this year because I haven't done that. The Transfer, pretty much I've ridden them. I've ridden it. Did you review any of them last year? I can't remember. I don't think you did. You will this year, because evidently the Mervin bent metal wish list is going to be like 7,000 things. Just going to devote the rest of the season to riding that. We're only doing those types of reviews. So, all right. This is just funny. Super chat from Dan Wiley. Avery, tuning in from work. 2 words: Buckhouse gun. Glockhouse. So our trolls in Discord went into his live stream this week and tried to get him to say the word Chernobyl and sunset, and he couldn't.
What?
He legitimately can't read. His brain just completely locked up. Oh, small sticker pack, Dan. You know how to get a hold of me. info@angrysnowboarder.com, and we'll get that in the mail to you. And so, but yeah, they went in and trolled him yesterday, I guess, hard. Okay, we'll take this one from Ave. Do you think boots like the Ride Torrent Flex 6 will be good? Okay for hard carving. Flex ratings and boots mean fuck all, because you could be 300 pounds and in a Flex 6 and TC at 160. That's going to flex completely different for you.
Yeah,
they're imaginary. They're completely imaginary. Like, I was talking with the K2 guys, and I was like, yeah, I want a stiffer boot than the Thraxis. And they're just like, I was like, it's not stiff enough. It's not. I want a stiffer one. Because I broke my new ones in today. My toes feel good.
Did you ride them today?
Yeah, it's the 3rd day I've ridden them now. And no toe pain, so I felt good with them. Good. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got this question from Keon Ulmer. Avery, TC, I finally have become comfortable in the park and want to get a park-focused board. I currently have a Yes Standard and a Solomon Dancehall. What would you suggest of those 2 boards? Like, I mean, you could ride either of them in the park. Like,
I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean,
standard.
Maybe the standard.
Yeah, it's a little more traditional shaped, I mean, now maybe you worded this question wrong and you're actually asking like what would fit with those 2 boards. If that's the case, just go grab a Ride Zero or a Yes Jackpot or something like that. That would be my take on it.
Or a Huck Knife if you want to stick with Solomon. But yeah, like, but out of those two, yeah, the standard probably the best.
And then we got this question from Nobody Special. X Games question. So many boarders in white ski pants. No, they're snowboard pants. Should we be concerned for the sport 2024? No, Jim. I mean, hey, just because everyone that wears white pants takes it in the ass doesn't mean we need to be concerned. What they want to shove up their butt is their own thing.
I was just thinking, if you knuckle the jump, that's going to show instantly when you shit your pants.
Actually, that might be why they did it.
Yeah, I mean, instantly. I don't know. It's not a great look.
Yeah.
It's the same people that wear white-rimmed Oakley sunglasses. It's the same person, and you know it is.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, white pants just should not exist. I watched some woman today with white pants lean up against the back of her truck in the parking lot.
Yes.
It was wet. And it was just like a brown stain right on her butt. And I was just like, yep, that just happened. So
those are done.
Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, people in white pants take it in the ass. It's scientifically proven, especially if it's before Labor Day. So
yeah, not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. What the hell?
Yeah. Okay. We got our boy Travis. Shout out to Taquitos. I brought
those hit the spot.
So Tuesday for the demo, I showed up with a cooler full of hot burritos and taquitos for everyone, and a bag full of shots.
No Malort though. I was really looking forward to somebody getting a Malort shot.
Distribution is having problems getting it up here again. So I could order it from Chicago, but it would be like $3 a shot. So I think I would pay like $30 for the 10-pack, whereas before I was paying $10 for the 10-pack.
And that was overpaying still.
No way. The looks on everyone's face when they got it, priceless to me.
Yeah, to you, but if I'm the one taking it every time somehow, that's just the fate of the Malort gods.
Yeah, but now that you work for me, if you pull a Malort, you don't have to take it.
Oh, I'm gonna.
You're like Malort free. You're Malort free.
Just for the principle of it, I'm gonna do it. It's part of the game. You got to lose, but you got to take your losses when they come.
Fine. Next time we go to Tiki Bar, I'm ordering you a Malort float in a fancy drink.
If I'm drinking, then I guess. Okay.
Yeah. Either that, or I'm going to ask him for Malort basted mochico chicken.
Yeah.
Or a Malort flavored bao bun.
Did you guys
How about Malort?
Somebody's chew spit?
Malort glazed spam musubi.
Okay. You took a good thing like spam and then you just ruined it. Like,
I'm fucking awful. I'm the worst. Like, that's all that matters. I'm just the worst. That's how it is. So, all right. We'll give Travis a spin. If he wins stickers, he can't claim them. I'm going to put him on his truck. He's not looking, right in the middle of the windshield.
I do love Fig Newtons.
Lose a turn. Okay. All right. Let's see. Looking for another one. Let's see. This is just actually funny from Wallabeezy360. The copium on Reddit from the CLEWzers after the Angry Snowboarder review is off the rails. Reddit is the most garbage ass area for snowboard advice and people talking about it. It's a whole bunch of they're not even weekend warriors because they'll blow a weekend off of riding because they'll be like, I just want to sit around and play video games and watch sports ball. Yeah. So yeah.
No sports ball this weekend.
Yep. No sports ball this weekend. Okay, so we got Con 14W. You guys tried the new Nitro Team bindings? Yeah, there's no, it's the Team Pros, the one we reviewed, I think. So no, maybe I don't know. I think they sent like 8 bindings. I know that we did. Those reviews have been posted. So, oh man, okay. Oh, I like this question right here from Juwan Lee Photography. There's a half size difference between my feet. Welcome to the club. Do you recommend wearing different boots in each feet? I have a pair that fits my left perfectly, another that fits my right perfectly. If you're comfortable with it. So I have a 10 3/4 on my right and a 9 3/4 on my left. I compromised and went with a size 10. Feels good on my left, little more wiggle room, little cramped on my right till it breaks in. You want the snugger fit. If you can get away with the smaller boot, that's what you want to actually go with. Excuse me. So you really want to be in that tighter fit in there. You do not want 2 different size boots. That's not good.
Did I ever tell you about that? I was doing a boot fit on a lady, and at the time we had 2 different displays out of the same boot. So I go in the box, they're 2 different sizes. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then I just grabbed the display thinking that's the other size 6. One of her foot or one of her feet were a size 6, the other one was 6.5. Put them on, she goes, this feels great. Can't even tell the difference in the sizes. Perfect. Ring her out, everything. She's gone, never see her again. Fucking sold her 2 different size boots, one a 6.5 and one a 6. But she's stoked. But yeah, that shit can happen. And I just, ever since
when
then,
I worked at MSO in Silverthorne, I wasn't there this day. Def Steve was. He got a guy that came in with club foot. And so his main foot, his normal foot was a 13, and his other one was like a 7.5. And Steve told him, he's like, you can buy 2 pairs of boots and take them and do this. And because he's deaf, he waited till Steve turned his back, threw one of the small boot in with the large boot and rang himself out. So we ended up having a 13 with a 7.5. We sent it down to MSO Glenwood. We were like, your problem now. Shipped it out of our inventory so we didn't take the loss.
That's funny.
So when I worked at MSO in Silverthorne, there used to be an MSO in Glenwood, and we just called it our dumping grounds. Like if those guys called and pissed us off, we would go find the most godforsaken things we could find and transfer them there. And then it just got to the point where I'm like, I'm sick of seeing this board or this jacket or whatever. Transfer it to Glenwood, transfer it to Glenwood. And then after doing that, like Glenwood closes down, they transferred all that shit back to us. And we had this crazy ass blowout where we were selling stuff for like 15, 20 bucks just to fucking get rid of it. Like it was fucking, and I was like, and then it got to the point we were like, send it. I think we were sending it down to ski and golf in like Littleton or something. We're like, send it to Littleton. So we would just like transfer all of our garbage down to the city. And then they finally realized the cost of like moving that stuff around so many times that they stopped shipping it back to us. So that was really funny. So yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, so
Ammo used to send us stuff through Christie's, like shooters and everything. When he'd send it, like transfer over like a thing of boots, he'd be like, "All right, watch out. There could be a Smirnoff in here or something."
Yeah, he was icing everyone.
Yeah.
So I tried to Zim job everyone up at P Tools, and it turns out you guys all love Zima. Like, what the fuck? This is bullshit.
Yeah, I remember Jordan up there got one, and we're like, "You got to drink it." And she like doesn't really drink it. And she drank it. She goes, "Shit's really good, actually." I'm like, "Oh god,
dude." So so Jordan was like, "That's really good." So the next 2 times they came up, she would like pop her head out of the back and be like, "You got any more Zima?" And I was like, "What? No, go away. Get back in your hole."
Well, she learned his Japanese Zima too, so she's like, "I want that shit even more," because she would order her candy from Japan, like a box of big ass candy from Japan, and she'd always come in with like a different bag. It's really good. But like, damn, Jordan, you gotta stop spending so much money.
She finds out we've got that Japanese Zima up there. I'm screwed.
Yeah, you better keep your door locked. She might steal your dog too, but
yeah, right. So we got this question from Sarah File. Best way to get out of 2 feet of pow when you hit a flat and stop? Unstrap and fucking post hole your ass out, or lay on your board and paddle.
Yeah. I had to do that the other day when I was pow surfing. Never again.
All right. Yeah. I first, so when I first moved west, I moved to Stevens Pass and we got like 8 feet of snow the day before the resort opened. And I was up hiking around and I was like with my little brother and we were like just hitting some jumps and shit with some local guys. And then we decided we were going to go like take a pow lap and I fucking ragdolled and it was fucking goddamn miserable. It was like up to here on me and it's heavy and wet. And I'm just like taking my board and just pulling myself along like this until I can get to a like hard ground. And I'm like yelling at my little brother, like, go get a stick and pull me. Pull me. Get a rope. I need an adult. I was like, this is awful. So yeah, that was an interesting one. So yeah, that's kind of what you can do. All right. So we got this one from Anthony Hum. Bangry Bros, is it possible to mount Union mini disc with 3 screws only? Tried rotating the mini disc 90 degrees and can offset the bindings heel or toe, shifting it perpendicular from the edge. Run it with 2.
You could. I wouldn't, but you could. I think Union makes 3-hole compatible. I don't know if it's a mini disc though.
The mini disc, it's not lining up to the hole pattern, but he can get 3 screws instead of 4. Is what he's saying.
I thought you meant
it's meant to be mounted with just 2.
I thought you meant it was the 3-hole pattern for a mini disc, like an old Burton. I was like, oh, you're fucked, dude. Oh, okay, yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, just mount it with 2. So, all right, we'll take this one from DWD Boars. Hey, angry fellas. I'm looking to replace my Dinosaurs Will Die Never Not 153 with something similar, preferably a Rome Nitro Solomon or a Capita. That's what my local shop carries. 245 pounds, size 8 boot. So if you want something kind of similar, but you'd actually be able to downsize on it, I would look at the CLEWzer, because I think there's a 49 or something. I think. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But like the CLEWzer, or the Stale Fish from Rome, if you went that way. With Nitro, you'd probably want the Dropout. Solomon, maybe a 6-stick. It'll be softer. And then with Capita, you're probably gonna have to go with like a Mercury, just flex wise. So
yeah, it's like a Mercury or Navigator on that one, depending on what size or whatever. But yeah. Could possibly do an assassin. But
all right.
I'd say,
yeah. So we got the super chat from Jose Bautista, Bird Gang. This man knows when the Bird Gang shows up in Tommie's live streams. He's one of Tommie's moderators. Poor dude's dealing with him. What the fuck is all this bird talk? Hot soup coming through. Okay. All right. Oh, we'll take this super chat from the Send It Syndicate. Lowbacks, yay or nay? Depends if that's what you want. If you're looking to tweak, yay. If you're trying to get a response, nay.
Yeah.
You ever ridden the lowbacks for like the Now or Jones findings?
I've taken them off where it's just no high back on it, and it's like just a tall heel cup because they say you can do that. I've done that on like on slushy day, never on a powder day or anything. I wouldn't do it on like a hard charging day though, or like some day that's just like icy or shit. But I thought it was fun on a like a super sloppy day on like a surfy board. It's fun. Like let the boots just do all the work, and just like I even tied my boots less that day and just said let's try to surf it out, staying on the back foot, whip it around. It was fun. But yeah, not for every day.
So my problem with going like low back is because my back spine on the Thraxis is so stiff, it'll overcompensate. And so back in the day, before they did the urethane backspine, I actually wrote a set of low backs just to test them out from Now and snapped my boot spine. And I was like, fuck, I broke my boot. And I was like, God damn it. Because I leaned so far back and it was just like pop. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch. But my first pair of real bindings back in like 97, 6, whatever they were. Moro low backs. So remember to spray skiers, people. Let's see. What do we got here? No, I don't want that one. All right, we'll take this super chat from AEG125. Hi, Avery. Can you recommend a board for me? I have a war pig, but I'm finding it too wide and too stiff. US women, 8.5, 220 pounds, 5'4". Yeah, so you probably want something in about like a 154. You're finding that's too wide for you and too stiff. Maybe what's that ride one that women's one? Was it the Saturday? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Saturday's the True Twin, the Magic Stick.
Magic Stick.
Magic Stick's
That's
directional. The
Yeah.
Saturday would be Carbon 5. That's going to be stiffer than the Warpig.
Yeah, so Magic Stick, because that's Carbon 3, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, so Magic Stick.
Well, you could also do a Psycho Candy in anything smaller than like the 150, and that'll be softer than the Warpig in the small size.
220 pounds though, bud.
That's true.
That's the you're in this weird height to boot to weight ratio thing. The triangle doesn't compute. The better thing I think would be like going to like a bigger women's, like a 52, 54 in a women's board, but like not like a volume shifted one, and you go that route. Maybe
Rumblefish, I would say by Solomon.
Maybe
Twin Sister.
Twin Sister would actually probably be really good for that. Rosinal Diva. Or a Mercari, whatever that.
Would the Nitro drop be good? Not the drop out.
Little too directional, but you probably want to go more like Electra.
Okay. Yep.
That might be
an email.
I did get an email. You heard that. Let's see who it is. Oh, sweet. That is it's the guys over at Union basically confirming that we're getting stuff. So that's good. I'll follow up with them. So we can do that. But yeah, let's give them a spin here. Ooh, this isn't blank. All right, let's see what else we got here. And we don't need to worry about that. Oh, okay. We'll take this one from Mr. Vice President. Thoughts on the 9-decker Mosquito for a tree? Mostly low angle power board. Better options out there. It's not torsionally soft enough to be as nimble as it can be. A great board for ripping carves. And that's really where it excels. When you get into trees, you realize it doesn't have enough torsional flex to it. That's where I think like a Telos backslash actually beats it out. What do you have, TC?
I have a Mosquito here. I'm looking at it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I forgot you have that.
I have it right here. It's something like good for the trees. I mean, there's the Solomon Taco was pretty sick in the trees, actually. Like
he's looking for volume. Yeah, but that's also a 167. He's looking for short. So
okay.
And my dog is trying to kill someone plowing the alley right now.
I mean, the Assassin, or not the Assassin Pro, the Dance Hall Pro, it sounded pretty sick. Where they're actually making that production next year.
Yes, they are.
Or just a regular one, you can definitely get away with that in the trees. Otherwise, one of my favorite boards in the trees is still like the Super Pig. That thing's so much fun. Not super soft, but it'll get through the trees real easy.
Yeah. All right. She is really pissed. Something is pissing her off. She chased a trash panda yesterday morning.
Oh, really?
Oh, it is a fat fucker
I'm surprised.
He was out in daylight. I mean, he was solid 45-pounder. And then last night, I was walking up the street, and he came tumbling out from behind the Barney Ford Museum, and he hissed at me. So I hissed at him, and I was like, "Get!" And I was chasing him, and people were like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "Really fat raccoon." And they're like, "Why were you chasing it?" I was like, "Why was he out in the daylight?" And the one girl's like, I bet you I can get him to pet me. And I was like, I bet you he'll follow you into your hotel room. It's not what you want. Beat that fucker with a shovel once. He's an asshole. Yeah. So we got this question from the weather guru. If I'm not interested in shock absorption insoles, is it still better to use snowboard-specific aftermarket insoles, Remind FP, Shred Sole, rather than a more responsive ski insole like Cetus? You had those custom-made, like, hard ones from Cetus. Like, they're responsive.
Yeah, I have a couple pairs of them, actually. And those are what I've been riding recently. And yeah, and I wouldn't even say that they're more of a ski insole. If you go to, like, Evo, they do have snowboard-specific ones now. So I'd go check that out. Otherwise, they have just like straight up drop-in ones that are gonna. You have them actually. It's like, don't you have, or did I not grab those? The non-custom Cetus.
Hang on.
But otherwise, their standard ones are pretty solid. Otherwise, you could go with Stomp.
I have a bowling ball.
Yeah. You could go with the Stomp insoles or the
right here.
DFPs. Those are customs.
Yeah, those are the customs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't grab any of the non-custom ones, just the regular cutout and drop-ins. But yeah, those are the ski custom ones. And then if I grab my boots out there, but if I grab my boot, I could show you the actual snowboarding ones. So they have a little bit of padding in the snowboard ones, but it's not a whole bunch. Like, you still feel shit under your foot. So if you want to go customs, I would say that's not a bad route to go. Is going to like an Evo and get a Cetus pair. They're pretty sweet, actually.
Oh, yeah. All right. I mean, it comes down to, if you're not looking for that shock absorption and you're just looking for like a rigid, so you get more power, do it. You know, everyone's foot's different. Like, there's no right or wrong when it comes to insoles, unless you get like the FP ones because they're trash. And but it's like, if you're just, you want that performance, like some people like that. Like, I need something that dissipates kinetic energy. That's like, I'm fucking old.
Yeah.
I am retiring from reviews at some point in the next 4 to 5 years. TC will run the show. TC's going to run the show. There's going to be people working under TC. You're going to see me wandering around in the background looking old and confused, probably in a straitjacket.
We'll get him a cane.
Ooh, I love a cane. I can beat people with it. All right. Okay, so we got this question from Asthmatic. Would the Union Ultras be stiff enough for the Crew Dart? No. And do I want a binding with forward lean for that board? Maybe, if you believe in forward lean. I mean, my boot has enough in it for me that I don't do forward lean. But if you're going to go Union, minimum, you don't go below the force. Like, you force. That's for the Dart. And then you do force, Atlas Pro. That's the route that I would go. Maybe even a Felcor. Like, I haven't heard the Felcor, but I did order some for us to try. So, and Letters wants us to know that he's sorry he's late. He was shredding and there was no L stacker running around Bogus Basin. Bummer. Oh, you got nothing, dude. You got nothing. Oh, no, it changed. Click the links, so we're good. All right. We got this one from Tyler Richter. Jones Mercury, T-Bell Coke, TC's everyday needs. Also, I bought the World Peace today. I have a problem. We all have problems.
Well, congrats on the board, dude. That board's fun.
Yeah, World Peace is good. World Peace is
good. It's fun.
Too. Yeah. Don't worry. But on a plus side, because you did win a board on Black Friday, I'm literally sending them out this weekend. So you're getting something. I think I got a 195 litigator for you. Have fun. You get big board. I'm joking. I don't have a 195 litigator. The shipping on that would ruin me. But you did win a financially recovered. Oh, no, it bounced out. This isn't blank.
All right.
This is blank. All right.
Oh, I was really hoping that was going to go to a TC rig this.
Oh, that would have been great. Dave Bergmuller, ridden a lunar board yet? No, probably never will. I don't really like companies that partner up with influencers. So I just sort of looked at it. I've looked at their website and I was like, Okay, and just went on. All right. Okay. All right. All right, I like this question from Runetown. How rare is it to come across bindings that are so bad that you fear them breaking or being a danger to the user? $500. And I've got to fill out a form for the Consumer Safety Products Commission because I legitimately am scared that people are going to eject from these things. They're just that faulty. Yeah. So all right. This is a TC question for sure. From the Barker Boys, can you recommend a board for riding Midwest Resorts shitty snow for a solid intermediate for medium jumps?
I mean, the Resort Twin, that's like your Midwest Mercury right there. That's the first one that comes to my mind. Otherwise, like, I mean, even depending on how much you want to spend, because I know people in the Midwest are a little cheaper, like to buy last year's shit, because I mean, that's how I was when I lived there.
I'd get Rome
And
Warden personally. I'd pick up a last year's Rome Warden. You can probably find it for like $230. That's a great board.
Yeah, I would say something like that, or like even a shadow band, something like that would be good. I wouldn't probably go with the craft. I would say get something with some sort of stringers going into it, just because over time you're gonna. Yeah. Do they have stringers in that now?
I don't know if it's got stringers in it, but they beefed it up this year.
Okay. Then yeah, go with
Here's the problem. So for everyone watching, just so everyone knows, this is the worst time of the year for TC and I to talk boards because we're already into next year's shit, and then we're already starting to think about the year after that shit. And you're asking us about current stuff, and we're like,
World Peace. Go with the World Peace. I mean, the Worldwide Weapon, back when I lived in Minnesota, that was the board. If you had a Worldwide Weapon, you're probably shit out there at Afton or Buck Hill. Or if you went to Buck Hill, you had a Nitro, because that was just huge there too. But
Nitro T1 would be another good one.
Yeah. But something like that, go support your local shop and just pick a board up from them. But yeah, that's what I'd. Oh, or like, never mind. No. We already said a spring break.
All right. So this one from Fab7. Am I too big for a Ride Peace Seeker 142, 5'11", 185 pounds? Yes, get the 47.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. All right. I like this super chat from Letter. Spin for Slushy, president of the L Stacker fan club. He's not only the president, he's also a member. Toe side, never, just like L Stacker. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Scrolling here. I like this one, just so you know, from David Jones. Your review of the free Carver 9000 resulted in me buying one. Nice job, TC. There you go. Proof that you work. All right. We got a super chat from My Knees Are Cheese. Looking good, boys. Next way to endanger your life. Quickset V2 rotating disc. Broco head motorized, but there's a watch controller to operate. Forgot about the American Gothic. That shit's fire. Hashtag Coke money for TC. Hashtag what's TC's real name? Thunder Cheeks.
Thunder Cheeks. We actually had this discussion at the demo where I was very surprised that most people don't know it. Even some of my very close friends didn't know my real name. Preston did not know my real name, which I was like, damn, dude.
That's okay. We need to keep it that way. We've got to protect
it's all right
on there. But have you seen the Quickset V2? It's out of France. It's a Bluetooth operational disc, so you can go to your watch or whatever, your phone, and you can hit it, and then it unlocks it and allows it to move, and then it'll lock it back in place with the Bluetooth. Doesn't that just sound like something you need when you're snowboarding? Bluetooth controlled bindings?
I always think the more batteries I can have outside in the 0-degree temperature, the better. And the more moving parts, the better. That's why you love the Clew so much, because all the moving parts on it,
Oh my God. I mean, if I could just have bindings, like if I could mount these on the Brocos and have a rotational Clew, I think we would be on to the
Yo.
next level. Like, no, it's funny. Trish, Jacob from Rome's wife, she
Yep.
goes, back in the day, we used to just like call posers out and put them in their place. Now they get fucking audiences and people listen to them. All these people pushing the shit are just posers in positions. And I'm like, yeah, they're posers that bought an audience and now people believe that they should follow them. Ugh.
Can you imagine? It reminds me of like, you remember early in the early 2000s when like skateboarding was trying to get into snowboarding, making like DVS boots, Osiris boots, and like everybody's trying to flood the market with a million brands. Like when you like,
Those
and it's
Osiris
like kind of
boots.
like that. But can you imagine if they had influencers back then?
Oh
When
my
those
God.
companies that had millions of dollars and ended up blowing $1 million in a year and not having anything to show for it, it's like, man, those people would have been filthy rich back in the early 2000s.
So I signed up for YouTube. I started this YouTube channel in like 2011 or something. Imagine if I'd actually started it back then, how much money we would have right now.
Yeah.
Fuck! We'd probably be the biggest YouTube channel at this point. But
Yeah.
I think it's funny whenever I talk with people that work with them and they start talking numbers about like what they're paying them. Like, because when I talk to people and they're like, oh, they're making this much or that much. And I'm like, they're selling out for that cheap.
Yeah.
Because my ongoing joke is anytime a shitty company hits us up and they're like, we'll give you product for this. I was like, 25,000 US. That's a little out of our budget. We could probably do 200. And I was like, and then I quote it, and then I put a comma and extra zeros, and then I put a plus 5,000. And I was like, that's the price. And then they'll come back, we can't afford that. And I was like, 50,000. And they're like, that's not how this works. And I was like, 75,000. And they're like, you're still going up. And I was like, $250,000. And they're like, what? We're going to remove you from our list. And I was like, and I've won. I'm horrible. Did I spin for this man already? I think I did.
No.
Didn't I? No. Okay.
Did you? I don't think so.
Fucking who cares? We'll do whatever we want. Chaos! Killed the dinosaurs. Toe side, never. All right. We are way out in the weeds. So
I know.
fucking, we are so far in the weeds. I'm just like, All right. Okay, we'll take this one from Mike Lunkar. Hey, great. Just ordered a Libtech Dynamo 159. Great board. I've got Union Atlas bindings, but I'm wondering what other bindings you'd recommend for it. TC, top 2 choices.
I mean, you know what the first one is, Jones Mercury. But I mean, those Atlases aren't a bad call. But second one would be like a Battalion Astro full wrap. I would go the full wrap on it, not the half wrap.
There you go.
What do you got?
Right. No, I'm just going with what you said.
Okay.
We're making this
there
easy. We're playing lightning round questions now.
Okay, lightning round.
Lightning round. We got to catch up. All right.
Okay.
So from Luke Sharonowski, has Rossi updated their bindings yet? Or are they still a century old? Hashtag red air tanker. Hashtag clues forever. No. Rossi is still just running rental bindings as if they're retail. They're still cheaper than Clews, and don't worry, the technology from the Rosinal bindings has trickled down to the Clews because they have trickle down rental binding technology.
Yep.
Always some slow signs. All right. So from Joe Jaskoviak, any ideas of getting an airline to reimburse you for burning a hole through a snowboard bag and grinding down a snowboard boot in the side of said bag? You needed to take photos the day that it happened. You needed to talk to customer service when you were there. Then it becomes a hassle and you have to go back and forth until they reimburse you. Basically, if you call, you're going to get the lowest grade person that you can. Be nice. Ask to speak to the supervisor. Tell me you have a problem. If they are not in charge of making the decision, ask who is and go up the line. It's going to take you probably 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 50 seconds to get through, but you will eventually be able to get reimbursed. So the only reason I know that is I had a friend that had to deal with that once. I like this question from Crustroch or Rustcrotch. When can you tell your board is holding you back? I ride a Solomon Craft when you're asking questions if it's holding you back. You just answered it yourself.
Yep.
So, all right. Yeah. And just so everyone knows, we got a congratulations on 40K. Yeah, we hit 40K. Let's get to 100. We need the 100. We'll
Yeah.
make way more money.
We can give away more shit then too.
So much more shit. Okay, we'll take this one from Early Bird. Upgrade from a Solomon site to a Yes Typo. I love the board, man. I do not regret going for that upgrade. The difference on icy conditions is insane, man. That's a lot of mans, man. It is a good upgrade,
man.
though. Okay. Yeah, let's see. All right. Okay. All right, we got this one from Just Kevin. The high backs on my 2022 now drives keep on latching my boa knobs. Would switching right to left and left to right be totally? No, I've done it because it's got that weird little wing and it's clipping right on it. So you put them on, so you basically move it from the outside to the inside. So when it moves to the inside, when you actually go to carve, you're going to have that wing now cradling you. If you push, like if you drive your back leg into the carve, you're going to be able to feel it cradle in there. Back when Tech 9 had the winged backs, we used to do that back in the day. So you're good.
But yeah, just swap the high backs, not the whole binding.
Yep. Yeah, not the whole binding, just the high backs, just the high backs.
Yeah, I have seen people though take grinders and grind it out at that part so it grinds around their boa dial. I don't recommend doing that. Just swap it over; it'll be easier.
And sees the Carpe DM wants to spin for CLEWzer. So I've been looking for one of the Hellraiser Cenobite priest robe costumes. Not like the printed one, but like the actual leather one. Because I think it would be really funny to make a character called Snowboard CLEWzer.
Yeah.
And just have him randomly like just pop up and shit. And people be like, what the fuck is going on there? Toe side, never. All right. All right. Well, let's see. I already answered that one. Okay. We got this one from Slipknotted. I tried the 2025 Aeronaut from Capita in its wide version, 158 wide. I loved it. Did you guys try it? I mean, I rode the 59 regular one. I haven't ridden the wide specifically because I don't need to. But I saw the wides. Those are going to be a hot seller next year for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's like when they brought Mercury out with the wide. Like they used to have the warp speed, which was kind of their mix. That was like when they had the Mercury and it wasn't a wide for like years, but they had the warp speed. You still can't hear me, or can you?
I was agreeing with you. I was like,
oh, okay.
And then, like, I kept telling him, I was like, you need a Mercury wide. You need a Mercury, and then they did it.
Yeah. They're like, well, we have the warp speed, which is a Mercury and a Black Snowboard to Death combined, and you're like, well, they don't need that.
Two different boards.
Yeah.
I rode the warp speed and almost died.
Oh, really? Yeah, that board was pretty big, dude. Like.
They sent it to me in a 65.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother.
That's girthy.
Yeah, that's a big girl. Oh, wait, we gave this guy a spin, didn't we? Yeah. Next one from Colin Leapart. What's your opinion on Friday Snowboard? They're a cool little brand out of Oregon. I've been talking with them. They're supposed to be getting us some boards to actually ride. Stoked on what they're doing. I like what they're doing. I think they're a good brand. They were going to send me the Swallowtail. I haven't heard back from them. I think supposedly it's supposed to be coming. I don't know. Small brands, sometimes they fall off and stuff. So I got to keep up on them, but I'm excited. I'm actually excited about the brand to ride their stuff. So, I follow them on the gram. I like them. So. Oh, yeah. You got a small sticker pack. It bounced into it.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that's a come up right there.
That's a come up.
info@angrysnowboarder.com, and TC will claim that he's going to mail it out tomorrow, which it'll probably be 2 weeks. Yeah.
I'll get to it.
Yeah. Okay, so from Fritz, heading to Breck on the 5th, ski and ski out condo by the Snowflake Lift. Any tips to navigate away from the remedials and get to the good zone from there efficiently? New party platter is ready to shred. So Snowflake Lift literally does not take you anywhere good. Also, be aware of the 90-degree turn in it. When you hit it, it starts going in it. So what you want to do when you get off the Snowflake Lift, because where you're going to be situated you've got two options. What I would do is go down 4 o'clock and take, get on the Breck Connect right there, the Peak 8 Super Connect. Take that one all the way to the top. When you get to there, go get off there, cut straight, look to your left. When you get off, look to your left, cut over, head to 6 chair, go up 6 chair, do 3 laps on 6 chair, cut down to E chair, go up E chair, go out windows, and do that once or twice. And then get up to the top and cut over, head to peak 10, and then 10, crank out like 3 or 4 laps there. From 10, you want to go back down to, you either want to hit the Mercury chair or you want to get on the Super Connect again. Do that, go up, and then when you take the Super Connect up, you want to do the traverse over, and because you'll be on peak 8 at that point, and try to get over to 7 and then tool around over that way. So that's, I haven't ridden Breck in 10 years now. I'm pretty sure I could still avoid a lift line on that mountain though. So okay, so we got this one from Jason Evangelista. Love the Clew review. Are the 2 wired boards that are going to be tracked circulating? Now curious where it travels to. Hashtag Space Gears. Rob printed out the graphics. He's building them, laying them up. I'm going to bet we're probably about a week out from those being finished, maybe 2 weeks. And then the goal is the bigger sized one is going to get picked up by one of you guys down at the Wired Factory in Vancouver. And it's going to go from there to Whistler if there's any snow and there's no flooding. People can, because Pemberton's fucked. And that then the other one is going to come here, and it actually goes to John Kernahan, who is the guy that did the graphics on that and did a bunch of our graphics. He's going to get first crack at that board, and so he's going to ride it and then pass it along to someone. But we will have a whole thing about that. So we're getting there.
Did you see they canceled the LBS this year?
Oh, they did.
They did. There's not enough snow.
That's happened. That's now the second time in my life that's happened.
Yeah, they did it for COVID. I remember that. But then, are you talking weather-wise?
I don't count COVID as that.
Oh, okay.
But like for weather related, that's the second time in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody that got entries this year, they're just pushing it back to next year. I'm like, that sucks. Like, so stoked, and then it's like, dang. Yeah. All right. Back to the speed round.
Give this man a spin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question gets a spin. So we'll jump down here to this one from Ernest Lynn. Aaron TC, what do you guys take on the ground trick riding style in Japan? Anyone in the West ride like that? I mean, there's someone in California that I don't really give a shit about, so I'm not going to say it because I don't want to platform him. Frankly, like, if you want to do sloppy stuff, cool, I guess. If you're like, that's what you can do for freestyle because you're limited with it, okay. I mean, I don't know. Some of those people, I wonder if they can carve. So
I mean, some of those Japanese dudes are really good. Like,
yeah, like the dudes from like Japan and Korea, like they're ones that are very proper. Like the stuff I've seen coming out of California is a bunch of tool bags that are trying to pretend they're experts because they've got a following on Instagram, and now they're like, I know what I'm talking about. I was like, you have 200 days on snow. Shut the fuck up. So
well, my thing on it is like, it's cool. Does it make me want to snowboard? No. Just like the knuckle huck. Me and my girlfriend were watching it, and she was watching it, and she was, this doesn't make me want to snowboard at all. Like, this isn't cool to me. And I was like, oh no, like that's exactly how I feel. She goes, why the hell are we watching this then? I was like,
knuckle huck this year sucked.
It sucked.
It's usually the event I want to watch. It just turned into a big air contest. There's like the lack of creativity.
They built little lips, and then Zeb just does the same thing as he did last year to close it. And it's like, I'm glad they had some rookie that literally got asked to enter like a couple hours or a couple days before. He's like, he didn't even know that he was entered in it. His agent just said, yes, he'll do it. And then told him like the day of, by the way, you got knuckle huck today. He's like, okay. But like, yeah, it turned in, they even pushed a little jump up and like, here's your takeoff zone. And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, you got the big jump next door. Just do that. Like, It's
Yeah.
evolved into something where it's like you guys are just gonna start building lips on
I
it.
am
What are we doing?
convinced that the influencers that touched X Games last year gave it AIDS, and it's slowly dying in front of us.
Women's knuckle huckle was sick. That made
Women's
me be like,
snowboarding,
okay,
the
I'm
whole
into
X
that.
Games was the best part.
It was. I was like, okay,
It
I'm
was
into this
way
shit. Like,
better.
dude, yeah, the 1280 and the half pipe was dope. Like,
Chloe
they
can't
just don't look like
mom.
robots. Yeah, they just don't look like robots out there like the men do. Like, and it's like, okay, this is awesome. Like, I think they got better style than the men at most times because the men are just trying to huck 1800s, and you're like, that looks like dog shit. I don't ever want to try that. Like, not for me. But yeah. But
So
hey, congrats to Scotty James for winning his own event. That's cool.
yeah, because he's
He
sponsored
actually did really well. Yeah,
by a
he
crypto
actually did well.
company. So I think this is absolutely hilarious. YouTube changed like some of the moderation features on the back ends of live stream. I can now put someone in timeout for 24 hours. I just did because they told me that they said they loved Clews, and I was like, fucking eat a dick. See you in 24 hours. So no, that was kind of funny. Okay.
And just to finish that question about the Japanese riding style, I think that the reason we don't really have it like they do is because we have more parks and stuff. We can go hit jumps and like do that instead of like.
The other thing over there is like they're kind of weird about side hits, I guess.
Yeah.
And like riding POW and like in the trees and stuff. They're like, you're upset. Like they're getting better with it. They have not mastered their snow tourism like they should.
Yeah.
Like, for $1.7 million, TC and I could buy a literal hotel that sleeps like 36 people. I really kind of want to buy it. 5 resorts, all within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We'd
5 resorts.
I would pull the bistro out of the downstairs and put a demo shack in there. Just saying, 1.7 million. Anyone got money they want to do it? Speaking of that, if anyone's got money and they want to invest in a YouTube business, please talk to me.
I mean, the bistro should stay. We'll figure something else for the demo shop next to it, but keep the bistro because that they'll work off each other. All the employees for the demo shop are going to spend their money at the bistro. I know how this goes. Whatever food location you put next there, it's not going to fail because employees need to eat every day.
Space is limited, dude. Space is limited, and I'm taking the penthouse suite for myself.
We'll have the guy that's making your sandwich at the bistro also turn in your screws.
It'll be a bistro and demo center.
Yep.
They press your paninis between 2 snowboards.
Yep. Just like Fleischer and Steamboat. They'll serve you beer and get y'all tuned up on a board and everything. Same idea, only with food.
I can get down with that. Yep. All right. We got a super chat here from Jason. Weird snow year. Should I stop chasing POW for a season, get a Yonex Iridori, and spend the rest of the season trying to be a butter wizard like all the Japanese riders in my feet? You do whatever you want, buddy.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Although Mammoth is about to get like 60 inches right now.
Yeah, Mammoth's about to get hit. I can see them just getting all their snow for the year.
No, I don't think they're going to get it all for the year. I just think the season is about to change. Like it's showing up late, and I think when it fully, like it's not going to be a good season for some places, but like the places that have been like, oh, it's not good. It's not. I mean, we got 50 inches in what, 3 days?
Yeah.
So I think
left the town is shambles.
They're still recovering from it. They still haven't scraped all the shit off. Like half the parking spots are buried under 30-foot high snowbanks. Like
everybody's parking like a Jeep in the parking lot, like just sideways and shit. Like, and you're like, well, that's the only place to park.
My favorite was watching the guy with the Slam Civic just trying to gun it where it like had melted and was potholes, and he was just like, he was all over the place. And I was like, dude, you wrong car. Like I got a strut going in the Volvo, and I'm like trying to go around. I was like, just need the strut to make it a few more months till I can get the whole front suspension completely redone. It's like, yeah. All right, let's get this guy spin. Click the links, people. Click the links. All right. Oh, it bounced. It bounced. We got a small sticker pack. Jason, you won. You got a sticker pack out of that. What the fuck's going on with this thing? You rigged it. You came over to my house and rigged it, didn't you?
AC rigged it. Yeah, when you were riding today.
I knew it. You do have a key to my place.
I do.
That's why my dog didn't want to go out right away. You played with her, didn't you?
Yep, I let her out, played with her. She's all good to go.
Oh yeah. Freaking dog's a little asshole. Love my dog. All right, we got Kalido looking for a binding recommendation. Selling vices because they feel like the base plate is pretty flexible and want something stiffer to match my riding style. Would AC Masters get the job done? Enjoy the stiffness of the cartridge. No, you need a bigger disc. That's your issue right there. You're in a binding that has too small of a disc. You need to go to a bigger disc binding. Honestly, if you want something stiffer and you want something that's not flexible, go look at a Nidecker, like a K-On X, something like that. Even a K-On CX if you want that, or like a Now or a Jones, something like that. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I was thinking like a Drive Pro or something like that for him.
Oh, I like this question. Eduardo Azarido. About speed and slow signs, what is the expected velocity in these runs or areas? As fast as you want to fucking go, because if you're faster than the geriatric people that are trying to tell you what you can do, who cares? You're outrunning them. I don't slow down. I don't give a shit. I'll speed up. I'll do a turn. I'll carve around them. Today I got yelled at because I was riding that Padre from Arbor. I was ripping carves. I did a carve, popped under the nose, butter, tapped the slow sign, 360 revert right back into a carve. And I was just like, yell at me all you want. What are you going to do? Take my pass. I'll outrun you. I don't care. I will literally go to the base area and just run. I don't give a shit. Like, they're like, kids like you. And I was like, I am 41 years old. You can call me sir.
I'm going to start telling people that. You can address me as sir.
Sir.
Especially older guys that are like talking down to me.
Yeah. Well, my favorite time ever was this guy starts talking down to me at Breck, or no, was it Breck? Was it the last year I read Breck? I think it was the last year I read Breck, and he's like talking down to me. He's like, kids like you and blah, blah, blah. You people, you make it horrible for those of us with families and kids. Look at how you dress, and like, I can hear your music, and I'm like, I'm literally listening to Motley Crue, like what? And he's doing this, and I looked at him and I go, how old are you? And he's like, I'm blah. And he was like 2 years younger than me. And I was like, cool, I'm older than you. You can call me sir. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, I'm not a kid. And he goes, well, you look real young. And I was like, this is what happens when you give zero fucks and you don't work in a shitty office and have 2.5 kids and drive a minivan and have a gay dog. I was like, you're stressed because you literally paid 20 grand to bring your whole family here. And you want to squeeze the most out of it, but you're not getting it. And you just see me having fun and doing things with my friend. Wasn't hurting you, but I'm not going to slow down because little Timmy shit himself. I know what I'm doing. Your kid's in the way. Move your fucking crotch, goblin. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so we got Coffin. When you see Scotty James with no board sponsor and an ad on the base, is that because he rides something /super specific that isn't going to do well with the public? No, that's literally because he's got whatever that cryptocurrency exchange money that he. For all we know, it could be a Capita, it could be something from GP87, it could be a Burton. You don't know what the fuck it is.
I think he talks about it on his bomb hole, what it actually is.
Oh, okay.
And it's a straight up custom board that nobody will ever get. Like there's almost no side cut on it. Like shit ton of camber. I think like a free Carver 9000 twin tip, but like full carbon through it. Like the thing isn't gonna flex. Like that's what he's on. Because Scotty James is not a small dude either. Like he's actually pretty tall. So like he has a fully custom board. Most of those dudes have fully custom boards that they'll change the graphic on, that sort of thing. Like, I mean, I don't even think when Nick Baden was riding for capita that was like an actual Outsiders. He was on like some custom shit then for like what they're doing.
Yeah,
I believe so. I know.
Yeah, that's sick.
Well, I
Okay,
know.
yeah, there you go. There you go. He's getting
I know
custom
Matt
made shit.
Ladley. I know even Matt Ladley, who's like 5'6", 5'5", something like that. He had custom shit, and he's not a big dude. He could have probably rode something in Ride's line and still been fine. But yeah, it's all custom shit. If you want to know what it is, just watch his bomb hole. It's like right in the beginning they'll talk about it, and he'll tell you exactly what it is, where it's made, all that shit. And once he talks about it, you're like, I don't want that board. That sounds awful. Because he said he doesn't even like riding it outside of the half pipe. So
it's a straight pipe board. That's what it is. It's a contest only board for him. Yep. Toe side, never. And we got Jack off beat. Clew's a German psyop to retaliate for World War II. Confirmed. I'm cool with that one. So, okay. Let's see. We got Joe Gunn. I have a Ride Zero and a bench warmer. Astro ASIM and Now Select Pros. What binding are you putting on which board? Nows on the bench warmer. I'm putting the Nows on the Zeros and the Astros on the bench warmer. That's me. That's my take.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do too.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to scroll up a little bit more here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. Get those boogers out.
Dude, standing outside when it was fucking 8 degrees yesterday for half the day and the day before.
Dude, what the fuck was up with like the people directing people where to park and where to set up their tents at Loveland? They were fucking remedial as fuck.
Oh, dude. I showed up the first day, like right at 7 o'clock when I was told to. And the lady's like, are you with the demo? And I'm like, yeah, I'm with the demo. I'm working it. And she like looks in the back of my car. She goes, you don't really have much product. I was like, no, it's in the other truck. She's like, cool, park back here. And I'm like, where? And she goes, over there. Like, and I'm like, this is the end of the parking lot. You want me to park all the way back here? She goes, yeah, that's where we're going to have you guys park. And I was like, are you kidding me? And the very next day, she's like, yeah, you know where to park. And I was like, yep. And just drove straight forward. I was like, I'm not parking in the back anymore. Like, I was literally parked next to the exit. I was like, fuck this.
So I show up and I'm like, hey, man, I got to go up there, drop some stuff off to the reps. You have to park here. And I'm like, no, whatever. So I sneak it a little forward. But yesterday, midday, I'm like, cool, there's a spot right behind everyone. We're about 3 hours from breakdown. I'm going to move the car because I know I'm getting a lot of boards and shit. I go to move the car and the guy's like, hey, man, you can't go up there. And I was like, there's 5 empty spots. No, there isn't. I was like, are you calling me a liar? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, well, eat a dick. I'm going. And I go to move the car. He hits the side of the car. And I was like, I will break your fucking legs, drag you into human resources and make them fire you, you minimum wage snow carny fuck. And he's like, I'd like to see you try it. And I was like, if I get out of this car, I'm going to beat your little 20-year-old ass to death. And he's like, don't you keep driving. And I was like, what are you going to do? Nothing. You got no power and no tow truck's going to show up for the next 4 hours. And so I pull in and I see him walking around and I asked Kobe, I was like, what the fuck do they do in this situation? They put a sticker on my window. He goes, no, they put a bunch of cones around your car to mark you as an asshole. And I was like, they put cones around my car. They're going home with me. I will take all those cones. I will literally throw a stack of cones in my car to prove a fucking point to you. Oh, you put 20 cones around my car? I have 20 cones now. I will literally take those 20 cones and I will drive up on I-70 and throw them out the fucking window onto the runs. I don't give a fuck. I was like, no, I'm sorry, dude. I got to pick up like 20-something snowboards. I'm not carrying them all the way across the lot because you're fucking retarded. I've in 20 years of going to that demo, like almost 20 years, right? I've never seen them that. Like they were like, you can't. And I was like, the fuck I can't. Who the fuck?
I don't know if you noticed on the first day, but like the end closest to the chalet and then the end furthest, the whole thing just like snaked in and it became like a 2-person walkway by the end of like the thing. And we were sitting there, we're like, damn, who lined this up? This is terrible. And then we realized
years since they lined it going that way. They usually do it the other way.
Yeah.
And that way. Yeah, and I was like, why? Because that way they basically like they make it go this way and then kind of down, and then it gives about 45 parking spots for everyone.
Yeah.
Because usually I just drive right in, drive right up to the front, and I pull in behind Petey's truck and park him and Matty O or him and Nate Love in. And the guys are like, oh, there's only one person we know with that car. It's Averin. He'll move if we ask. So
Yeah.
like,
Well, we had to wait for people to finish like packing up their shit so we could leave. Like,
yeah,
we had all of our shit packed up right away, and then we had to sit there for like 30 minutes while everybody else packed up so we could actually get out. And it's like, all right, we're gonna try to leave, and it's like, no, we're not. We're stuck
did
here.
you see?
Like,
Did
this
you
is
see
it.
Matty O peel out? He ran over a bunch of cones and shit. He just didn't give a fuck.
In the
He was
brand
just
new
like, I'm leaving.
Yukon.
And I was like, the best was like Brad had everything broken down in his car, and he's like, this fucking sucks. I can't get out.
Yep. Yeah,
And
that's
then he
where
just
we were
decided
at.
he just straight drove through like everyone that was still set up and just like pulled his car around. It's like, I'm leaving. I don't care.
We had to wait for the like K2 and ride guys to leave, which was fine, but we were like,
Yeah.
man, this sucks. Day 2, they were ready to go though. They were like, we're done with this shit. It's like, yep.
Yeah, no.
Day 2 was calmer. That was good. Day 1 was absolutely nuts.
Dude, that's the most people I've seen at that demo in probably the last 5 years.
I've never seen it so busy ever.
There were more shop people than bros hanging out.
Yeah, surprising.
Like, how many times did you get recognized?
First person of the day each day. They came up. I'm like setting them up, talking with them and everything, and like, dude, love the board reviews. I'm like, oh, thanks, man, really appreciate it. Like, but yeah, it was really funny. The first dude, like both days, it was like, what the hell?
I got a lot. I had some people come up there like that Clew review. On the shop guys, they're like, thank you. I showed that to my buyer, and they're like, we're never bringing this in.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you. And then, but I also got a lot of people that were like, I think they were scared or intimidated to talk to me. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. When I come to this event, I'm only here for moral support. It's not like I'm riding or anything, which they're doing that demo in April, which is so fucking weird. So I was like, you know what? I might just be like, okay, at 10 o'clock, meet me at the Rome tent. We're going to take Rome stuff and ride. 11 o'clock, Jones. 12, yes, and just go down the line. And all I'm going to do is stand at the tent and let everyone that comes up be like, okay, you can pick my setup. And that's what I'm going to do. And just go out and make 2 laps and come back and just to see if it stokes out the shop guys. I'll be like, yeah, we'll just go up and fucking ride. Like,
yeah, it'll be fun.
I did that one year, and I felt so bad for the shop guys because they were like, you're too fast. And I was like, what? I'm turning. I'm not even going straight down the middle.
Yeah, we should do something like that.
Yeah.
That's like beginning. That'll be a fun one. That's gonna be sloppy as shit. That parking lot's gonna be disgusting.
It could, or it could also be that they just get hammered with 2 feet of snow.
It could be. It could definitely be that too, where it's like we're ready for the spring, and it's like it's not coming, dude.
Did you rode 1 lap yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Did you go up 9 chair because it opened yesterday? Everyone that went up 9 chair got a core shot.
Yep.
One of the nitro boards we have, they're like, oh, we probably shouldn't give this to you as a core shot. I flipped it over and looked at it, and I was like, I'll just go get this thing fucking filled. I'll take care of this. I want to review it. It's clear. I got a guy that'll take care of it for a pizza. I was like, I'll fucking just take care of it.
For a pizza.
Well, he doesn't drink booze anymore, so I can't bribe him with beer and stuff. I'll be like, I got to call Mikey B and Eddie and be like, hey, you guys want a burger or pizza or fucking crab rangoons or some shit?
There you
go. Fucking take it up to the Peak 9 Tune shop and have Mikey B take care of it for me. All right. We got a super chat here from Brendan, the disgruntled historian. Super chat for Jack Off Beat. All right. I like this. You're buying people super chats. I'm all about it.
Yeah, dude, I was pretty bummed yesterday that somebody smoked the Kazu. Like, totally gone.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, one of the first runs of the day, when they opened up Peak 9, just like this long through it, Colby was bummed. He had that shit in the back. I was like, dude, I heard. And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I was like, I don't see the board. He goes, it's in the truck. I don't want to look at it right now. I'm just disgusted. And I was like laughing. He's like, I'm just disgusted, and I'm like, Jesus, dude, like. And then we had a lot of people being like, yeah, I heard Peak 9 open. We're gonna go and take it for a rip, see how it is. And we're like,
No.
please don't, please don't do that. And it's like only one of our boards got really fucked, and that was just a heel side edge where a couple edges on it might take it out, but it is what it is.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We'll take this one from Austin Machias. Hey guys, just picked up a GNU Gremlin 152 to replace my Outer Space Living 156. Currently on the Solomon holograms, but any recommendations more specific to the Gremlin for party boarding carving? So holograms are okay, but they're probably not going to give you the power you want for carving with that. I would say you probably want like a Now Drive, a Bent Metal Core Pro, maybe. You can get away with a transfer on that, or a like a Rome CLEWzer. What do you have, sir?
I mean, if you wanted to stay the Solomon route because you like a soft heel cup, you could go a Highlander or the District Pro because of that quantum bottom on it. Might be a little bit stiffer to drive the power. I still wouldn't really recommend that on that board. Otherwise, like I think an Astro ASIM would be a good choice because it does give you a little bit of play for it. Otherwise, like a Ride C8 would be a good choice as well, I think, where you can flip the strap if it just feels a little too stiff for you. You got a little bit softer strap on top then. But those would be the two.
John snapped a photo of us yesterday.
That's a good picture.
The best is that look on my face. You're like smiling, and I'm like, like TC just farted.
Just a dirty smile. Like, what'd you do?
Just the it's fucking over, thank God. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I just carried 30 snowboards to my car.
Yep.
I had to make 7 trips to get everything out of the car last night.
Oh God. I just left the shit in the car. I'm gonna go take it out.
Your car won't move for a week.
It might move to. I might meet you at the mountain tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe you're driving. Who knows?
Yeah, right. I know how you.
I actually had to put gas in my car the first time all year the other day.
Compared to last year, that's like so different.
It's like every 2 days last year.
You
now.
are saving so much money right now.
Yeah.
I like your neighbor. I have to ask what you do. I never see your car move. Well, my boss picks me up.
Yeah. Well, you know, it doesn't.
Yours and Amelia's, they just sit there.
Yeah. Or yeah, pretty much by the time those people go to bed, like that's when she comes back from work, so they don't even see that car move. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. All right. We got Thomas Shit. That's a hell of a name. Midwest Powerhouse. Shite. Midwest Powerhouse, 6'4", 260. I've been checking out the Battalion Fun Kink in a 62 wide, size 12 booters. If you're a powerhouse, you need to understand that board's fucking soft, dude. You probably want to go to a Goliath or a Goliath Plus instead. You're gonna
because that's still gonna feel a little. Sorry,
even a whatever would be better than the Fun Kink for you.
Well, I was gonna say even a Goliath at 260 is still not gonna feel that stiff.
No, actually,
like,
a Goliath at 260 would probably feel like what the Fun Kink would feel for me. That's the way I would look at it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. All right. We got Connor Shanahan. How to choose between the Jones flagship versus the Ride Deepfake versus the Yes Pick Your Line and Ink. Enjoy free ride and a bit of glades the most, but realistic to spend a lot of time on groomers as well. Out of those 3, I would say just get the Deepfake. Then it's going to be the most balanced. It rips the best carve. Still going to be good in the trees. When you get in there, that's the one I would push you towards out of those 3.
Yeah.
So all right. We got this one from Snowy Taco. Are the Union Force or the Strata better for an intermediate all mountain rider over here? I'm pretty flexible board too. I'd get pretty flexible board. Go with the Strata. You know, that's going to be the better match. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is absolutely funny from Uncivil Engineer. One of the Apple Vision Pro reviewers tried them as a literal ski goggles. Can't wait to see the first 3D video of a gaper taking someone out. If I get hit by someone in those, I'm ripping them off their head and keeping them. I'm taking fucking trophies. Dude, I almost got hit today. Guy came
How?
jumping out of the woods again on the cat track. I was like, where the fuck you coming from?
Dude, that happened. That happened to us the other day. Both of us. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, there's one guy. And I was like, oh, shit, there's another guy. What do we do here? But yeah. Okay, I got to ask. What is the point of wearing those as regular ski goggles? Like, do you just go in VR, but you're on the run?
Reality, I guess. I don't really know per se.
So are you in space? Do they put the trees out for you? Like, or like you just run down the mountain and they're like, bam, tree. And it's like, that didn't show up on my VR.
I don't know. Like after paying all that money to get my eyes fixed, I'm so scared of VR goggles because I've heard that they cause wicked eye strain, and I do not want to ruin my eyes again. So I'm just.
I've actually never done VR goggles. I don't really know.
I did VR. I did a full VR headset back in the 90s in San Francisco when I was like 13 and stuff. And it was like all just super, it looked like Minecraft basically. And it was a shooter.
Oh.
And that I know they've gotten better, but like my friend Kevin is on the East Coast. He's a firefighter, so he has a lot of time on his hands. And so he's just like, I have nothing to do. So he bought a VR headset and he got really good at a game on that, to the point like people were trying to recruit him for a professional league. And I was like, how is it on the eyes? And he's like, oh, my eyes are fucking toast after like 2 hours. And I was like, I count me, because he was like, you want to try it? And I was like, count me out. I'm not gonna do that. And just remember, a CLEWzer ate my baby. A CLEWzer ate my baby. All right, we got this one from Georgie Kobe. I have a K2 passport, thinking about getting a ride deep fake. Are they too similar? Yes. Yes, they are. Very, very similar. Yeah. All right. DWD boards. Avon, are you constantly trudging through 2 feet of snowboard gear around your home? Seems like whenever you need to show a specific product, you have it. You have no fucking idea how bad it is. And it's not even bad. It's going to get worse in the next month. TC knows.
So it's going to get terrible.
It's to the point I have to make paths for my dog, and my dog knows what the sound of a snowboard sliding against a wall is, and to run. She runs in fear and hides in her crate when it happens. She's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't touch it. It wasn't me. Like, understatement of like, oh, I can just reach over here. Like I mean, right now, like, oh, look, it's the Arbor metal machine, the Mike Little Pro model, like, yeah. Basically, like, I just have stacks. Sometimes they're like 30 deep just going at any given point. The good thing is with TC this year, we've kind of made a schedule and we're trying to keep it. So the goal is that we're like, okay, we need these for 2 weeks. We're going to film, and then boom, they're back to you. Grab the next batch from this one, from this one, from this one, and stuff. And so the goal is, because when it was just me as a one-man show, and even when I had him last year doing part-time, it was just like, okay, well, I got everything. What's the conditions? Now it's just like, no, we've got everything for the whole brand. Okay, today's a park day. Today's a carving day. Okay, powder day. We're like boom, boom, boom. We're firing through. And we did the math at 2 products a day times 5 days, okay, cool. That's 10 products a week for each of us. That's 20 products a week. Like normally that would be like 15, 18, 20 days, depending on how I was doing things. So for that, it's like, we're going to expedite, and then we're trying to build out like a whole calendar for the company, so we can be like, on this date, this review drops. We're going to have a short. We're going to have this. We're going to have that, and so it's like, it's a whole thing. Ugh.
Yeah, but to answer your question, it's pretty much what last year when I was going there, it was like that scene in Blow when they're weighing all the money in the houseboat and it's super tight. It's like, hey, is there room over here? It's like, check the bathroom. That's like what it is, where you have like 2 feet to walk through and it's just boards and bindings everywhere. Like, and it's like, hey, where is this board? And it's like, it should be in the stack over there, but it's not that stack. It's like 5 stacks in, and you're like, okay. And that's exactly where it is. So he knows where everything is. But yeah, it gets so tight in there when you're like, when it's prime time peak season. So we're trying to not do that this year.
Yeah, no,
so we're trying to not.
Well, I mean, I just gave TC a bunch of Nidecker stuff just to create room. I've been like just giving snowboards away too. Like one of you guys, Josiah, who's in here, he had to warranty his board, and I figured he didn't have a replacement board, so I gave him a Rome board, and I was like, just here's the deal, just until your board comes in on warranty, so you can ride this, and if you need to, like, you get your warranty or you buy a new board, then like just give it to someone else, just pay it for it. I don't want it back. Just get it out of my fucking house.
I don't want it back.
My friend Mitch that manages the deli down the street from me, I had like pulled in on Taco Tuesday. I was like, I need 78 tacos of this kind, 433. And he's like, fuck you, dude. It is Taco Tuesday. I fucking hate it. And I was like, what's new? And he goes, oh, my parents are in town. They bought me new snowboard boots. He's like, I really wish I had a new board. It's my birthday. And I was like, oh, it's your birthday? And I was like, what size boot do you have? 9. I was like, how much do you weigh? He's like 135. He's like, I want something in like a 153. I hate this fucking hunk of shit Never Summer that was given to me. And I was like, I got a birthday present for you. He thought I was just going to go get him like a little birthday present. I show up with my 53 Rome party mod that I haven't ridden in 2 years. And I was just like, yeah, there's your birthday present. He's like, wait, what? And I was like, I haven't ridden it in 2 years. Just like fucking take it. It's in my fucking way, dude. Like, I just need this shit out of here. Like, we're going to hit a point where we're going to have an office, and one part of the office is literally, we're just going to have to make like a board rack that holds 100 boards and like a binding wall that just has like 100 bindings on it. Like, it's funny. I've been looking at spaces at Copper. We're not at that position. The progression is this right now. TC full-time, Ben full-time, me full-time. Then a new office, and then we hire 2 more people. So seriously, if anyone wants to invest some money, let's talk. I'm going to start fucking selling shares in Angry Corp. Oh my God. This is actually really funny from Robert Sam. You guys do realize you're the Wayne's World show in Wayne's World, right? Rock on, lads. Hashtag TC Earth. Party on, party on, TC. Party on, a friend.
Party on, man.
Yeah, man. It's cool, man. I feel kind of funny, man. She makes me feel weird. Swing. This isn't blank. All right. Let's see. Where are we? All right. Okay. We got this one from Chris Padilla. Angry. Want a new all-mountain board that pops great. Some parks, side hits, gaps. I've always wanted to try Battalion, looking at the Goliath Plus, also looking at the Super DOA, the K2 Hypnotist, other. Out of that, the one that sticks out the most to me is the Super DOA. Like, that's the one with the most pop right there. Like, and the most versatility for all mountain. The Hypnotist is a high-end jump board for park. It's not like your all mountain, like you're going to go do it. You can do all mountain with it, but it wouldn't be what that's it. The Goliath Plus is cool. I mean, if you really want to try 3BT, go for it, but it does not have the snap of the Super DOA. Yeah, so. Oh, this is a good one from Rye Guy. Did you guys see the Tribute Lounge with Jay Stone? I got to ride my Alchemist yesterday, and it ruined my quiver. Such a red board. Jay Stone's making some really good stuff right now over at for K2, designing some really cool stuff. Like, been super stoked with what the direction he's gone with things, and I'm thoroughly impressed with what he's able to put out. So, yeah. Lose a turn. Ouch. Oh, so this is funny. Going back to the Clew thing, this comes in from Josiah. Don't let boards, bikes, and hear you. Strongly worded video incoming. So I guess he's very offended at the fact that I called him a Clew shill. He's like, I'm not paid. I'm doing this for free. And I was like, that's even worse. You're doing targeted ads for them for free? What the fuck, dude?
You guys are getting paid?
Like, everyone else is getting, wait, you get money? He's like that clueless kid with that movie with Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, we're the Millers.
We're the Millers. That's it. Yeah.
Paid?
I was
Like,
doing this for free.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Let's see. Oh God. Well, we'll follow this up with this super chat. It took skiing about 8,000 years to adopt a step-in standard binding. How long before snowboarding has one? God, I hope never. I like the fact that everyone's trying something. Like, the funny thing is, everyone thinks that like TC and I are anti-technology. They're like, you guys just hate anything new. And I'm like, have you ever seen all the new product that we ride?
I mean, if we hated new technology, we wouldn't be riding stuff with like, honestly, a side cut or camber or any rocker in it, anything like that. Any spoon nosing in the tip or tail, like, God, that's pretty new technology. Like, you're not gonna. If we hated new tech, we'd say that also that like all
Well,
that shit
and
sucks and it doesn't do anything, but it actually does. So like, it makes sense.
Well, I think it's funny when they're like, you just hate all bindings. I was like, Step On, Supermatic, Bonhiver, Freebase binding, the K2 Auto back in the day, rode the cinches. Actually talked to the K2 rep about the possibility of getting me a set of clickers to review. I don't even want to. I don't. I know I'm not going to like them personally, but I want to. But people have asked, so I told them, I was like, I want the HB X or whatever it is one. And he's like, yeah, I've got a boot in a size 10 that should fit you. And I was like, cool, that's all I care about. I can put my liner in it and we can go ride it. I'll go ride it. And I'll be like, yeah, it's there. I mean, am I going to love it? No. Am I going to want a pair? No, I know I'm not. I know how I ride.
How do you know? You might be the best thing since sliced bread.
Sliced bread isn't that good anymore. I'm over sliced bread.
It's not. It's gotten worse, I've noticed.
Yeah, no. They put a lot of high fructose corn syrup in breads now. Makes you fat. It gives me arthritis flare-ups. So
the Ritus.
Right. Let's give this man a spin. Oh well. Ugh. Hot soup coming through. Oof. This is the worst thing I've heard in a while from Nate Garcia. TSA took my boot liners out and lost them. Vans V3 North Face that I cannot replace. Oh, fuck. I would fucking murder someone.
Yeah, I was like, that only comes on like the Verse Bald Face edition, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a cheap boot to replace either. Yeah.
Like, yeah. And that, yeah.
Like 3 shops carry that shit. That shit's tough and expensive.
Yeah. So, all right. We got a thank you here from Gus Chickens. Thank you for another year of solid reviews. Yeah, I didn't put a review up today. Ben is getting ready to go on vacation, so he's trying to like get a bunch of shit done for next week. And I was like, if we're gonna live stream, we don't need a review today. I'll maybe put one up. I might not put anything up this weekend, and then because we still have, I want to say we still have somewhere between 30 and 40 more reviews left on stuff. Like,
yeah, that sounds about right.
I think. Because I think the estimate was like we would make it into March, which next year we're changing the whole thing. The goal is starting September 1st, 1 to 3 long format videos a day and possibly a few shorts and stuff. So we're gonna change some stuff right now. So, you know, but thank you for supporting us for the last year. That does mean a lot. Like, I still can't get over the fact I'm getting paid to ride snowboards. It's 16-year-old me is fucking stoked. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. This is a TC Super Chat question from Russ Jack. Are there any boards you wouldn't put mercury bindings on?
The CLEWzer I rode last year. No. Like something super soft, I probably wouldn't do it. But like anything else, I would. Like, I like those bindings a lot. I'd like a stiffer binding in general most of the time, but like, I mean, something like a Fun Kink probably wouldn't be great, or a Wally. It would suck on a Wally. Like, but for the most part, I think it's better to have stiffer bindings than softer bindings on a board, just in general. Like, say you take out, like, I don't know, like a Stratos. You don't want like an IPO on a Stratos. It's just not going to be fun. Like, it's going to be super hard to control. But if you have something like stiffer bindings on a softer board, you can still Yeah. Like, that's why you're riding like $500 bindings as your test binding. Like, it's better to put
I'm
better
riding
bindings on
$500 bindings because I got them for dirt ass cheap.
it.
Realistic, I had a chat with the Rome rep, and he's like, "Yeah, we should put you in the new Katana Pro. We'll get you'll get a couple pairs. It'll be great." And I'm like looking at him, and I was like, "I think I'd be fine with some vices." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "I don't need a 500. Like, who the fuck needs a $550 binding?" It's just the fact that I got them for so cheap that I was just like, they were there, like realistically,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know anything anymore. Okay. Ooh, click the links, people. All right. We got this one from Teo. Heading down to Copper in February with some friends and the lady. Never been to Colorado. What are the places you would recommend near Copper or Denver to grab a nice juicy steak? I don't know shit about Denver.
I wouldn't drive all the way to Denver to get something.
No, I wouldn't either. Let's see. So, steak. I don't eat beef. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't eat beef.
like I eat bison and elk and shit.
Orem
So
and Breck is good.
yeah, Orem is solid. They have that bone tomahawk at the Carlin too.
They do. That
That
one's
one's
market price,
pricey,
so
but it's like $100, but it's worth it. There's
yeah,
that.
depending on how many ounces it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
Carlin's amazing. Trying to think.
oh god, what's that? There's that steak place in Frisco there on the west end of town.
That one's owned by the same people that own Sauce on the Maggie and that sort of thing. I don't remember what it's called though.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the last year it's going to be there. So because they're going.
Oh yeah, they're gonna tear it down and rebuild it.
Yeah, because the building is literally from like 1868 or something, and they're like, yeah, the floorboards, like the pillars, the building doesn't have a foundation; it's on pillars. I guess it's just rotting out. And they're like, yeah, we gotta. So they're gonna rebuild it. There's that one. What is it? Fifth Avenue Grill, Fifth Street Grill, whatever it is in Frisco.
Yeah,
you're gonna be at Copper. There is a steak place at Copper. I've heard good things about, but like.
Mulligan's.
No, not Mulligan's. No, but the area up at the top of the gondola.
Yeah, they have a really. Yeah, they got elk steak up there as well.
Yeah, but you pay for that, but you get the whole experience of taking the gondola up the mountain at night and shit.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think it's that crazy. Like,
I was looking at their prices, and like after we went in there for that happy hour the one day, and then I was like looking at things, and I was like, still cheaper than going to Breck.
Well, yeah, like $46 for like lunch sounds crazy, but when you're at the mountain and it's like a steak lunch, I'm like, actually, that's not terrible for a steak. That's pretty cheap.
I paid $31 for a cheeseburger, fries, and a milkshake last night.
Yeah.
That was before the tip.
Yeah.
So
shit's not, yeah. So
yeah,
like
if you want something different, go to Castaways Cove for the poke and stuff. That's pretty solid. They have a steak poke bowl in there. Let's see. Michael's Italian, I like that. Let's see.
Radicato's good for Italian.
Yeah, Radicato's good for Italian. They're solid. Twist is solid, depending if Randy's in a good mood or not. Southridge Seafood is also really good too in Breck. So yeah, you got a few options. So
trying to think if there were any Michelin stars here. I thought there were.
No, there aren't. We haven't.
It's in Vail, isn't it?
What's up? Vail.
Vail.
We don't.
Yeah.
So I think they were either trying to do Orem or the Carlin was going to try to go for a Michelin star. And I think it's the Carlin is what they're really going for. Last time I talked to Gray, that's what he said. So
yeah, it's not cheap to get your Michelin star.
Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, let's see. All right. All right. Looking for things. Okay. Okay, what else is fine? Looking for some questions. We are still out in the fucking weeds. We're like 45 minutes behind.
I know.
It was a rough day.
Do we have a commercial? I have to pee.
No, I think at this point we're 2 hours and 15 minutes in. I think we can call it. I think
We got one. I see one more question.
Okay, you pull it. Pull it up. What is it?
Okay.
There you go.
MN riders, some trips west have anti-gravity, a dance hall, looking for a passport or similar for charging. Best all-around binding to swap between. What do you got?
I would probably, like, in that situation, I would either go with a Force or an Atlas from Union, a CLEWzer from Rome, or probably actually a DOD from Rome, or a Battalion Astro ASIM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my first thing was a Force. That was my first thought, was just get a Force. You'll be happy that thing will last you through all 3 boards.
Yeah. All right. What this guy wants this one. So from PG Dushan. Please, one question. I have a problem. I really like Burton Cartel, but my boot size 11 can't center at the Ride Twin Pig 157. Please, do you have any advice how to do it? Yeah, get a binding with an adjustable heel cup.
You should be able, yeah, that's one thing. But the second thing is you should
slide
be
it forward or backwards. You should be able to do it. It's fine. Like, I've been seeing a lot of questions lately of people being like, I can't get this to fit or that. So, but anyways, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. We've been here for 2 hours, 15 plus minutes, and I got to go take the dog out, and I still got to make dinner and shit. So, and I got reviews to write and adulting to do. So, anyways, but thanks again to every one of you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll be back next Thursday. Let's see. Oh, Thirsty Thursday 222 is coming up. So if you're in Colorado, you want to meet us up at Ski Cooper, $30 lift tickets if you buy them in advance. And we'll be meeting up there. We're going to have some company owners, some reps kind of joining us. So we're going to do that. But yeah, we'll see you guys in another video or next week on the live stream.
Thanks, guys.